Oh, it is a Friday night sports show. I'm looking forward to this, talking to Zali Brown. She is a bit of a legend with her own sporting career, but it's not on the field all the time. It's off the field. Zali, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Wayne. How are you?
Real good. Now, this is really interesting because you work in a sports field as your job. That's really interesting. Tell us about what you do and what sort of impact it has on people who play sport.
Yeah, so I'm a project coordinator for the World Academy of Sport, and one of my main roles is working on our industry pathway. So we have multiple programs, undergraduate degrees, postgraduate degrees, that are all online so that people who are playing sport, elite sport, they can study and play at the same time. They don't have to make that choice between their education or their sporting career. But it's also for anyone, who wants to get involved in sport. This whole pathway, it's all flexible, all online, so anyone can do it. And it's really it's a hot topic at the moment. What do players do when they finish up their elite careers? A lot of people struggle, turn to the wrong things. And by having this pathway that they can do, we're providing them kind of a future beyond sport.
That's an excellent idea, something we talk a lot about, but great to hear somebody's actually involved in it. You're also involved in the Southern Mallee Giants, and I tell you what, you girls have had a little break last week. Did you freshen up, as they say, or did you go and watch some footy, or did you? What did you get up to?
Yeah, so I did. I caught up with some friends for uni, had a very chill weekend. We went to the AFL footy on the Saturday, which was amazing. Being a Collingwood supporter, I was very happy with our thriller of a win. But yeah, had a good, nice, relaxing weekend.
Good. Did you pay out those Richmond supporters? I expect at least one or two in your household got stirred up a fair bit.
Absolutely. They were even at the game, and I told them, I was like, bad luck.
Good stuff, Zali. All right, let's get to some netting now. Let's have a look at last week's senior matches that you, of course, had the bye, but I thought I'd ask you about the other three games that were played. All of them were really close. Warwick Eagles got to within 3 of Minyat Matoa, 35-38 at Anzac Park. The Eagle girls have won one of their last 5 games, but they've lost the others by 1, 2 or 3 goals. They've been really competitive.
Absolutely. We played them a couple of weeks ago and we only got up by 3 goals, and Minyip again only getting up by 3 goals. So Warwick are right in every game, and it just comes down to that last quarter where it could go either way.
It does. Ararat at 52 went down to the Saints 54. Another thrilling match, and what a performance that was by the Ararat girls, because Saints are in 3rd or 2nd if you look at the ladder, and then Ararat 6th. So that was another closey.
Yeah, I know. Very high scoring, over 100 goals in that game. And so it's very close. It just shows that really between 2nd and 6th, there's not a whole lot of margin for error.
There isn't, and that's exactly the case for the Horsham girls. Now, this was incredible. 43 to Dimboola 43. It's a drawn game at Dimmy, and the Horsham girls, that is technically their first not winning a game. They didn't lose it. It's a draw, but they haven't been defeated this year. But for Dimboola, they're 5th on the ladder. That is a great performance from the Roo girls.
Absolutely amazing. I was almost speechless. I guess we didn't expect anyone to come on top of the Demons or even get close to them. But for Dimmy to come and get a draw, that's an amazing effort on their behalf.
It's really good effort. The Southern Mallee Giant girls had the bye, but it puts you still in 2nd or 3rd, depends on whether you go on match ratio or if you go on points. The Horsham Saints above you in 2nd, but on match ratio, you're 5 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw. How are you seeing the performance so far this year, Zali? I mean, you'd be pretty thrilled to be right up there with the 2 Horsham sides.
Absolutely. I'm very happy. I think as a team, we're all very happy with where we've gone. We definitely have plenty of room for improvement in these last 5 or 6 rounds, but I think we're right in it coming into finals.
All right in it. What about the girls in the B grade? Because it's a very competitive competition. Your girls are right down near the bottom, but how have you seen their performances?
I think they have done really well this year. I mean, we've had a few injuries, a few illnesses, people away, and they've had some really good close games, especially at the start of the season. They lost their first couple of games within 2 or 3 goals. So they've been right in most of their games, and I think they've had a really good season.
C grade, likewise. Percentage is not shocking, which seems to indicate what you're saying, that they're competitive but not winning matches.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's what we've been in most of our grades. I think we're always competitive. We're always right in it, but we just haven't been able to quite turn the games into wins, unfortunately.
C Reserves, you don't have a team in that competition, but looking at into the younger underage, the 17s, and your girls are trying really hard here, but you don't actually put a side in 17s, is that right?
No, unfortunately, we don't have enough in that age bracket. There's only a couple of girls who step up and play in the C grade. So we just have the 13s and the 15s.
All right, and then into the 15s, you've got 10 points, which is pretty good. You're in 7th place. Just now, probably finals is out of the question. You're a couple of games adrift or just over that plus percentage.
Yeah, even though we can't make finals, I have seen a few of the under-15 games, especially the last quarters, and their development from the start of the year to where they are now, they've really developed a lot. And, you know, it's great to get a win, but, like, that development is going to pay off in the future and they're going to see the benefits of all the hard work they've been putting in throughout the season.
And the 13 girls, the Littlies, they're not too far off the pace. They're in 7th with 12 points and premiership points, but Minyamatoa, who you play this week in that grade, they're at 16 and Dimbulla are at 20. So job still to be done and maybe not out of the question. The Southern Mallee Giants percentage, that is goals scored for and against, yours is actually better than Minyamatoa and Dimbulla. So I reckon the girls are still a real chance in the 13s.
Absolutely. I think this week is going to be a big week for our under-13s, and I wish them all the best. I cannot wait to see and hear how they go. Again, they've been developing so well. They've had an amazing coach this year leading them and really proud of how they're going. All
right, so the 13-year-old girls, a win, could see them play finals. The 15-year-old girls, let's go to them now and have a look. Minyamatoa is the opponent and Minyamatoa are 4th. You girls are 7th, but again, not out of the question that the girls could get the job done.
Not like I back the Giants all the way, no matter what game we're playing. So, I fully believe that we can, even though it's going to be a Minyip home game, that we can head over there and maybe get a cheeky win. All
right, it's going to be at Minyip for all the girls, so a big one for everybody. The C grade is interesting here because Minyamatoa in 5th. You girls have yet to challenge in your context. You're at 9, but percentage-wise, not a massive difference. They're only 87%. And you girls are at 61. So in terms of goal scoring, you haven't been too bad here. So could you get close in the C grade?
I think so. I think the team is looking not too bad this week. We've got, some of those younger girls who can't play in the 17s in the team, but we also got some of the older girls as well to help guide them. And I think that kind of dynamic can really work for us. And I hope we get the win on the weekend.
Okay, Zali Brown, putting you on the spot. Who are some of the older girls in the team? When with the emphasis on older, are you going to get in trouble to answer that?
I'll throw Mum under the bus because she won't mind, I'm sure. But she's sitting on the bench this week. She might go onto the court, hopefully. But I know she really loves teaching and showing the younger girls, how it's done and how to be a player like she once was and still is.
Oh, I didn't throw her under the bus at all. That was a glowing report on Mum's potential off the bench. What about the B-grade girls? They've had just the one win. They come up against Minyamatoa, who are the next side above them in 8th place. So maybe a chance here for the girls to get another win.
Yeah, I hope so. I think we've got a couple of injuries throughout the B grade. So I'm not sure, it's our full team, unfortunately. So we might have a couple of C graders, on the bench. But, anything can happen on a weekend. Like, we've got still a good side and I'm excited to watch following our game, see how the B grade girls go.
All right, now where it all happens on the A grade court. This is a big one. The Southern Mallee Giants girls, you come up against Minyamatoa. Oh, this is going to be a beauty. And their girls are going to have to play above themselves to beat you. But who do you think's going to star and how do you think you can get the job done this weekend against Minyamatoa?
Yeah, I think they got on top of us last time. We were really disappointed in our game. We had a lot of turnovers. And I don't think our defensive pressure or our attacking pressure was really there. So I think this week we need to, reduce those turnovers and make the most of any intercept that we do get. And then hopefully Steph and I will be accurate in the goals, and that's the key to winning, I think, as a team.
Yeah, well, 47-34 on the last outing, so as you say, and on their court, this is a really, really big game in terms of premiership table positions. They're on 20 premiership points, you're on 22, so you could potentially here end up in 4th or 5th place. So this is a crucial game to make sure that you don't beat somebody else who's in the same game for the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we definitely don't want to be dropping down the ladder, not in the second half of the season. We want to keep our position up in that top 2 or 3. So this is really a big game for us and one that we're very keen to win. Okay,
the other matches, Horsham Saints take on Stawell at Coghlan Park. I get a feeling the Saints girls could be just a fraction strong there.
Yeah, I agree. I think they had, a close game against Ararat last week, but at their home ground, I do see them being the stronger side on the day.
The Warwick Eagles girls, they've really pressured everybody in the last few weeks. They get the top side, Horsham. Not likely that they can win, but I reckon they'll be competitive.
Absolutely. I think Divi showed us last week that we can get really close and even draw with the Demons. They're definitely not untouchable, and Warwick have had the past couple of games only losing by 3, so I think they're really going to push the Demons this weekend.
Dimboola versus Ararat, and some people reckon if Dimmy can get a draw against the top side, then 5th and 6th they should nail Ararat, and if they do, they put some distance between Ararat girls in 6th place, challenging for that top 5.
Yeah, I know. I think I reckon this will be a close game, almost the closest of the round, to be honest. I know Dimmy had that great game last week, but they're really going to have to back it up because Ararat, they're hungry. They really want to get into the top 5. So, it's going to be a tough one for them.
All right, Zali Brown talking what's happening in the Southern Mallee Giants Netty report in Wimmera. And I'm not going to give you a tip for this one because my Crows take on your Collingwood this weekend in the footy. I'll tell you what, we're going to be at war, I reckon, on this one, Zali.
Definitely at war. I know after we keep having close games, Wayne, I tell you, if it's another close one, my heart won't take it. Luckily, I can't watch it because I'll be playing, but...
I hope it's close, just purely for the Crows' sake, because I don't think they're getting close to many at the moment. But good to have you on board, Zali. We'll talk to you again next time on the Southern Mallee Giants Netty Report. You have a great weekend. All the best against Binyat Matoa.
Thanks, Wayne. See you next week.